hi. To begin with, there is, debate out on the street whether this IPO of NTPC Renewables is the best thing to do, or is it the right time to do or not? What's your take on the same?
I think if you look at their capacity addition target by 2032, it's close to 60 gigawatt capacity. So current operational capacity is just 3.2 gigawatt, and they cannot support more than 2 gigawatt per annum. So definitely, the incremental cash flows will come at around 2,500. Will not add significant growth in their capacity addition for next 2 to 3 years. But once they reach a sizable capacity, let's say 15 gigawatt, 20 gigawatt by 27, 28, maybe incremental capacity on a per annum basis could be significantly higher. So they can achieve 60 gigawatt of capacity addition by 2032. So they are looking from longer term perspective. If we look at the peak demand, which we are forecasting around 380 gigawatt by 2030, and assuming 6% kind of energy demand, potentially we need around 80 gigawatt of renewable capacity by 2032 per annum basis. So only the large companies like NTPC, Tata Power with a strong balance sheet, or NHPC, JSW Energy, they can only support this kind of incremental capex which are required beyond 2032, close to 4 lakh, 5 lakh crore kind of opportunity. So it's not a 1 or 2 years, what is the timing, right or wrong. It's a long term they are looking at, and they don't want to infuse the operating cash flows coming out
Understood.
from the regulated asset into renewable energy.
Fair enough.
And yeah.
No, fair enough. I get that point. They're looking at the
Yeah,
long-term
and
game.
a
Yeah,
lot of
sure.
ESG issues are there in the coal business. It's a largely coal asset, so they don't want to mix ESG issues in the renewable energy. And once they get 2,500 incremental inflows and sizable capacity, I think they will be in the longer term growth path. And with a separate entity, they can more focus on the execution side, going aggressive on the tendering. They were going slow, but they can do other verticals like battery storage, pump hydro storage, where they can focus on the renewable energy. So that way, I think the timing, we don't say that is not right, but I think they are looking from longer term perspective. It's not 2 or 3 years kind of time horizon or what kind of valuation they wanted now. But I think longer term, they can be a strong player in the renewable energy side.
Okay, so it's a long-term game that they're playing. But Rupesh, just quickly wanted your view regarding 2 points. A, what value were you ascribing to NTPC Renewables arm in the NTPC SOTP, and what's the kind of listing scenarios that you're building up in terms of value unlocking? And secondly, from an investor point of view, do you think it'll make sense to shift to renewables company now versus the parent company, because the growth is likely to be only in renewables because there's no major capacity addition when it comes to thermal or nuclear, at least for the time being?
Absolutely. If you look at the current operating capacity is 3.2 gigawatt is there. They have got a contractual capacity of around 15 gigawatt, and their target is 20 gigawatt in the next 3 years. So if we go with that capacity addition, let's say FY 27, 28, the incremental equity required is close to 20,000 crore. And if you look at the EV EBITDA multiple, this renewable energy are getting currently, or you can say market cap to equity invested in the renewable assets, I think 2 to 2.5 times price to book value one can justify. So assuming that they add 20 gigawatt of capacity and market is discounting next 2 to 3 years kind of a capacity addition, I think 40 to 50,000 crore kind of market cap one can expect from near-term perspective. From a NTPC shareholder perspective, it's close to 45 rupees kind of option values there. Now, if you look at the valuation of other companies which are trading, like JSW Energy, Torrent Power, or those are companies are getting valuation for the capacities they are going to add by FY 30-35. So it's a long-term cash flow, back-ended cash flows. That is what market is factoring currently. So if we go with that scenario, and assuming that NTPC adds 60 gigawatt capacity by 2032, market cap should be around 1,30,000. So there are two scenarios. One is a near-term capacity addition. Second is a longer-term capacity addition.
Right.
So you can assign 45 rupees from 2 to 3 years perspective,
right, sir,
and around 120
right,
rupees by FY 38.
Okay, well, that would be all, sir. Thank you for joining us and for giving us those details regarding the NTPC and NTPC Energy IPO that is expected to come into the markets pretty soon.